One of the greatest obstacles we face, both as magicians and human beings, is that we are constantly trying to do everything. I'm going to meditate every day. I'm going to exercise. I'll eat better. I've got to organize my house, and I'm going to read more. I'm going to practice my magic every day. I'm going to journal 3 pages a day. I'm going to save money. I'm going to pay off all my debts. I'm going to stop worrying, and I'm going to do it all by Tuesday. And then Tuesday comes around, nothing's gotten done, but you are so tired. The problem wasn't that your goals were too high or that your goals were not sincere. The problem wasn't that you lacked ability. The problem was that you were trying to take care of everything all at once. And eventually, everything became nothing. Overwhelm is one of the greatest enemies of magic. Overwhelm is what paralyzes us. Overwhelm convinces us that unless we can do it all, there's no point in doing anything. But nature never does that. A forest doesn't appear overnight. It grows one little seed at a time. Think about the Grand Canyon. The Colorado River didn't carve out the Grand Canyon in a weekend. No. It was one drop and then another over time. Think about the sunrise. The sunrise doesn't rush into the sky. It quietly arrives every single morning, faithfully. Nature works through consistency, and magic is aligned with nature. It's through the laws of nature that we have success in our magic. And so magic needs to work the same way. It's the power of something. One candle, one spell, one affirmation, one journal entry, one meditation, one act of gratitude, one small magical practice repeated every day over time. We've been taught to worship at the altar of intensity, the big ritual, the big breakthrough. But nature doesn't admire intensity nearly as much as she admires consistency. A person who takes a walk for 20 minutes every day is going to be in better shape than the person who spends one exhausting day at the gym every week. The person who practices the piano for 15 minutes a day is going to do much better than the person who practices for 3 hours once a week. People frequently will say, I can't believe the breadth of your work, Ariel. You have so many lectures. That's a huge library. That must have really been a big undertaking. But it wasn't. It was not at all. It was consistently built over time. Back in the 1990s, I started hosting monthly lectures, and we would record those lectures. Once a month, 1 hour every month, I would just show up. And those now are those vintage lectures. When I stopped doing that and I started being online, I would make sure to have some sort of consistent schedule. I think it was still once a month. And then it was once a week. Now it's a couple times a week that I record. The goal wasn't to have this big library of lectures. It was just to show up. Just like I don't know that it was the goal of the Colorado River to create the Grand Canyon, but look what we have. It was that power of something over time. I remember when I first learned about handwriting magic, and the lady said, all you have to do is practice your writing for 15 minutes a day. That's all you have to do. You don't have to do anything more than that. And I thought, 15 minutes a day is going to really not do much for my writing because I have the worst writing on the planet. My handwriting was worse than any doctor's that you can imagine. But because I wanted the benefits of what she was talking about, it wasn't so much that I wanted beautiful handwriting. It was that I wanted what she was teaching me, changing my handwriting and practicing it consistently. I would be rewiring different parts of my personality. So I liked that idea. So I thought I'd give it a really good try. And so I started practicing my writing every day for 15 minutes. And I thought, I'm going to have faith that the practice is doing something good for me. I really had faith in this person. And somebody said, you have the most beautiful handwriting. And I just, what? because that's not something that I had ever heard before. It was always the extreme opposite. And I started to look back over all of my work that I'd been doing for the previous year. And I thought, sure enough, look at that. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. That little bit of consistent practice, 15 minutes a day, transformed not only my writing, but if I look back, it did transform my personality. It did work. And that's why I finally published that course, Magical Handwriting, because it worked so well for me. And I wanted it to work well for anybody else that was interested in that. But it wasn't hours and hours a day. It was just 15 minutes a day, little by little. And I didn't think it was working until somebody said, oh, that's gorgeous. In line with this whole idea of the power of something, I have a technique that I have taught, and I haven't really talked about it recently, but it's a good one. And it's called the magic list. And what you can do is take out a piece of paper and write down 3 things that you really want in your life. It can be anything. You have to really want those 3 things. And then you write down 3 things that you really want to let go of, that you really want to see eliminated from your life. And it doesn't matter what they are, as long as you really want them gone. So you've got these 6 items on this magic list. 3 things that you want to create and 3 things that you want to eliminate. Pick one, just one, and then do something magical toward that goal. If it's some kind of a spell, if it's some sort of a visualization, incantation, maybe it's burning a candle, maybe it's a talisman, whatever it is, doesn't matter. As long as it is something that you can really relate to, but that you come back to it. It can be a psalm. This is great for psalm magic, whatever you like. But you come back to it every single day, just a little bit, and you work the magic on that one goal until you get a sense of peace and certainty about the goal. And once you get that sense of peace and certainty, you're actually going to stop wanting to cast the spell. You're going to become disinterested in it because it's a sign to you from your deep mind that the spell has been cast, and it's better to just let go of it and move on and forget about it. Don't go back to your list necessarily. Just leave the list alone. Eventually, whatever you did your spell on is going to manifest. Once that happens, then go back to your list. Check it off. While you're there, look at all the other items and see if possibly one or more of those items has been taken care of as well. It doesn't have to be, but frequently you'll notice that by working the power of something on one item of that list, that one or more of the other items on that list have gotten taken care of without your conscious attention whatsoever. Once you've seen that thing manifest, you take it off the list and you replace it with something else so that you have always 6 items on your list. Then choose another item on the list, one item at a time, one piece of magic toward that item every day, only until you get a sense that the spell has been completed, and then let it go and focus on something else. The more you can focus on the small, the better. For this week, I'd like you to think of one little thing you can do every day. Something magical, something like grounding and centering every day, or doing your orb of light every day, or maybe you like doing that solar light meditation, or you like the magic minute, or you like doing psalm magic, or you like doing the rosary, or whatever you like. It doesn't matter. As long as it's something that's consistent and that keeps you focused on your own magical abilities a little teeny bit every day. Preferably nothing that takes more than 15 minutes at the most. And then after that 7 days, go back and assess. How did I do? Did I do it once a day? If that was too much, then that wasn't the power of something. That was the power of everything, or the power of too much. If it's not something that you enjoy doing and you can't commit to doing it every single day, then do something less. You tried to do too much, then do something less. Maybe you could meditate for 1 minute if that's what it took. 60 seconds, do that magic minute or something similar. Meditate for 60 seconds every day for a week. Keep that consistency going, never feeling overwhelmed, never feeling like it's too much. you're going to catapult yourself into greater and greater magical success. Remember how our sphere of influence works. Your sphere of influence is what you're capable of achieving magically at any given time. So how do you expand your sphere of influence? Slowly. Slowly is holy. Small strokes fell great oaks. One thing at a time. The power of something. This week, focus on less. See how little you can do consistently. And notice how much that starts to expand your sphere of influence much more efficiently than trying to get it all done. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I so appreciate you. Until next time, blessed be.